Hi guys, Rachel with Spunky Misfit Girl here, and Happy New Year. Today I want to do this super cute little, I don't know, ephemera booklet, folio, call it what you like. It's a good one to do out of scraps because it just takes a bunch of different small pieces of paper, and if you can kind of pull scraps that will match each other, it works out beautifully. So I have used a bunch of different papers from the Fortune and from the Forest Stamperia paper packs, as well as some of my Fortune die cuts. So it opens up just like this, and then it has a little cute two-sided flap, a pocket inside of here, and I've just made little cards to go in there. A sweet little extra vellum flap page here, and then we've got two pockets here, one in the back, one here, which I've decorated with my moon, and this is a library pocket right here. And then also, of course, this guy on the front is a pocket as well. Okay, so you're gonna need a bunch of papers at different sizes. So I've cut them out for our next one here so that hopefully you can see compared to the sample what goes where. So your base is going to be, this piece here. It's mostly gets covered up. There's just little, bits of it around the edges. So that is going to be 7 by 4. And I'm going to use another piece from that same paper here. Okay. And then we have our front. This guy is our front pocket. So that's going to form this piece here. That's the majority of your front. And then also this flap over here. It's going to flap over there like that. So that guy is 5 by 4. Mine for this one is a little bit short, but I decided to go ahead and use it anyway. I'm just going to pull my pocket over a little bit more just because I liked this sheet of paper and it was almost the right size. So you can, change things around a little bit if it works out for you with the scraps that you have. Inside here, you're going to need a piece of paper for this guy. So all of these you probably want to be double-sided, except for your library pocket that can be single-sided. And actually, your background behind your library pocket can also be single-sided because you won't see the backs of those. Everything else, you're going to see the backs. So this guy is this inside pocket here, and that is 3.5 by 4. Okay. Your piece of vellum, I actually did not put my measurements on here, but this guy is 3.5 by 4. Okay. So he's just going to get a tab and go in like that. Okay. 3.5 by 4. So I have this cute embossed vellum that I'm going to use for that. And then we have so I liked the look of having this. I had blue papers for both of my library pocket and my base. So I wanted something contrasting. So I put in one of these old Rose Petal Shop paper scraps from my set of papers that's in my Etsy shop that I had kind of laying around. And that is the background. And so for this one, I'm going to use the last little bit of these Fortune papers, and that's 3.5 by 3.5. And then for your library pocket, you can fiddle with this if you want to make this bigger, but this size for this one is 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. Okay, so I have one all set for that. So Once you have all your papers kind of set up and ready to go and cut out, we're going to do some scoring just to get all of our folds ready. So we'll start with the base, which is 7 by 4. And we're going to score this at 3 1/4. And so I'm going to kind of think how that works, right? So this is our 3 1/4 score. So our shorter piece is going to come out and be our front, but it's going to be mostly covered up. Yeah, I think I would like it to be here. So I'm going to score here at 3 1/4. Right? Yeah. So then this guy will come up and be in the front. So that's that guy, our base. And then we're going to take our front outer pocket, which is this guy, 5 by 4. And we're going to score that at 2 inches. Okay? And your smaller piece, your 2-inch piece, is going to be the one that flaps around to be the base. So I want that to be this guy so that it will be upright. So I'm going to flip it over and score it at 2 inches, which will mean this will be my pocket and this will wrap around my base like that. Okay. The vellum on our 4-inch side, I think we'll do it this way because this side will flap under, is going to get a score at 1/2 inch. And we're going to be a little careful with this because the vellum is a little fussy. Okay, and then the inside flap, that's this guy. He's going to come in there. So on the 3 1/2 inch side, so our shorter side, we're going to score it at 1 3/4. So that's basically going to get folded in half. Okay, that guy's ready. And then your library pocket is going to get scored on the top and the sides. So we're going to make at a quarter inch, because we're going to make just tabs for that, right? So 3 sides wherever you want your bottom to be on your longer side. Now you are going to need a couple of pieces of paper that I did not include. Something for your little tab closure here. Now I use this guy. You can also use a little piece of paper, which we will see. And then this guy, your closure here. And I just kind of did those. I just pulled the sizes once I had my structure put together because it was easier to just kind of see what I wanted and what I wanted to use. So let's just go ahead and make our folds on our base and our outside pocket piece. And we are going to, so this guy is going to go, he's actually going to go like this. Okay. Now yours, if you went the full 5 inches, will cover more of this. I just decided that I was going to use this paper and not worry about that piece. Maybe I'll decorate over there. So I am actually going to give myself a notch for this bit here. And I'm going to use some ink and distress on this guy too before we put this all in here. And this guy wants some rounded corners. Okay. This guy's gonna get covered up, so we'll just give a little ink for that part where the notch will show through. And that's good for now. Okay, and so then this guy is gonna go on here just like this. So we're just gonna glue on this pocket the inside of this score line, the bottom and the side. And this guy will be a little skinnier than my other one, just because I decided to go with that slightly shorter paper, but I'm okay with that. I think it's gonna look really cool. And this is a good way to use up that last little bit of the fortune pack. And I don't know what else I would have done with it anyway. Just get my glue cleared up. Okay. Yeah. So now this guy flaps open just like that. Okay. And so then let's do our inside. We've got our inside piece that's scored down the middle. And I'm gonna decide, so this guy's gonna go like this right here, right? So the question is, let's fold it. Yeah, I think I want it like that. That's actually not quite halfway my score, so I'm just gonna fold it over a little bit more so that I actually get it at halfway. And I think I'm gonna put that in this way. Yep, I like that a lot. So this is gonna be my pocket, and I'm going to give it a notch. And this guy's gonna be my top flap, so I'm gonna round its corners. And also give it some ink before I put it in there. It's gonna go like that. A little bit around that inside too, because that's gonna keep flapping open. All right. So, gluing this guy in, we're gonna go the sides of this pocket and the bottom. My glue's a little explodey today, and I'm just gonna do that just inside that score line here. My pocket looks like it's just mildly too big. I'm wondering if I did the score on the wrong side, although it doesn't matter because I wanted that flower that way. Is he smaller? No, he's not really smaller. They're the same size. So I guess I'm just a little bit off. I had just a little bit extra. I'm gonna just go ahead and trim that off on the top and bottom. So that it lines up with my other piece. It's gonna mean my rounded corners aren't quite perfect, but that's okay. I think I can actually get in there and do them again and fix it. No problemo. Okay, so that's my inside flap. And that guy, oh, that's pretty. I like it. So that guy's gonna get some kind of a small, I did bring some papers over that could potentially match. I don't know, it's a bit hard. We're saving that guy. something small that doesn't compete. Ooh, this guy, that guy will be good. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that off. I do also have more fussy cuts and what do you call them? Maybe something like that works again. Anyway, ooh, that's no. That's a no. It's a no from me. I kind of like that one. I think we're going to do that. However, you could, if you don't have something like this, you could just use a piece of paper too. In fact, it might be fun to do a piece of paper as well. Let's cut it. I'm going to cut it down, you know, so it's just like maybe 1 inch. And then, you know, I would only want it to be about here. Oh, for goodness sake. Losing my blade really easily. So this is slightly more than 2. Not quite. So if you wanted to make it a round measurement, 2.5. So 1 by 2.5 for this. If you wanted to do just a piece of paper, if you don't have your some kind of die cuts or decorative elements, and that can make your little tab there too, if you want to do something like that. I think, however, well, I think I like it better without that, because I like this flower a lot, and I don't want to cover it up. So it just depends on your paper, what you got going on. So I'm going to put that on there. Okay, and then let's do our vellum. I'm going to make our fold on our score line, and that guy is going to go behind our background piece. Okay, so the background piece goes in like this. It's going to get covered up by our library pocket. So I just want to see, I think I had originally intended to use this kind of plain part of it, but maybe we'll go this route. Yeah, because I like that. Okay, so you can put a notch in this one or not if you don't want. I think with this one I will, just because I kind of like it on this paper. I'm going to ink it up. And that's going to get this guy, actually going to angle my my tab here too, so I don't have this extra in the way. And I'm going to glue that to the back of my background pocket. Just on there like that. So that will flap over the top of that guy. Oh, I love that. I love the number embossing on this this vellum too, because it goes so well with these fortune papers. Okay, and so then this guy I'm going to glue in on the sides and the bottom to make my pocket in the background there. And that's going to go kind of with a little border around it of that blue paper in the back. Yee, fun. And then this guy will go on top. We'll do with this side showing. So I'm going to make my folds from my score lines. And cut my corners, just kind of angling those. My extra paper stuck to my scissors. And then this guy can get a notch as well, and some ink to make his edges stand out. And I'm definitely going to want to put some kind of decoration on the front of that very invitingly blank front of the pocket. So we'll see what that's going to be. And then I'm going to glue this guy on too. Right in there like that. I was a little skeptical when I first made this. So this is an idea from Septeria 18. I you know, changed the measurements on certain things and kind of made it to suit me, but in my papers that I had. But when I was first looking at this, I was like, oh my goodness, all these different papers, trying to use scraps, and they're just all going to be different. How's that going to even come together and look good? And I was actually really pleased and impressed with how I was able to get it to look really good and actually feel like it went together. So let us maybe, I might just do, I could do something like that. That's not really, I could put a, just a word and make this a tuck spot. Kind of like that idea. Like I tuck something like this in there. What do I have for words? Laughter? How about create? Create's good with this. Create's a reliable, good word to use. So this is basically the essence. So all we have to do now is think about that front closure. And so I'm just going to make this little tuck spot, get that guy in there, and then we can take a look. Little extra glue. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's cute. And I can fit something like this, just like that. Magical plants. Okay, so for now, I'm going to leave that out so it doesn't glue it to itself. We'll fill it up in a sec, but first we want to figure out. So with this guy, I used a piece of paper and one of my big fussy cuts to kind of give it a nice finished look. And because my front was kind of blank, you know, I wanted to do something with it. And same thing here was my plan, was to kind of use something, maybe like one of these guys or this guy. Ooh, I kind of like that. I've also got this candle still. Kind of liking the books. I'm leaning toward those. Oh, I also have this flower I could fussy cut out. And I still have some tarot cards. I think they're a little bit too tall for this. That guy might not be bulky enough. I think I'm gonna go with the books. Also because they're wide enough, they can kind of integrate that extra bit I had there. So we need a piece that's probably something like this size, which is between 1.25 and 1.5 inches and 3.5. This is like super easy. I mean, I would probably cut that off anyway to just pick up whatever kind of little bitty piece you have that goes. Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm gonna just cut it off. I want it this size on the front, so I'm just gonna cut it down so that it's even. And I'm going to round my corners on both sides. I think I'm probably gonna get them covered up on the front with the book, but that's okay. That way my back looks nice too. And then I have my little hieroglyphs up there, and I can put this guy here. And that'll help it kind of lay closed, even though I'm not using Velcro. So I'm just gonna glue this on the back. But if you have Velcro and you wanna use Velcro, that can work too. It'll work very nicely. I just don't have any of it, and I don't feel like buying it, and I don't know, I like being a little more creative with using big paper chunks like this to try to make it a little heavier so it'll lay down. All right, that's everything, you guys. That's your little foldable booklet ephemera scrappy guy. Now it's just filling up each of your pockets with a little something something that goes in there. And isn't that fun? What a super fun project. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.